So you can decide it's purely on the basis of their showbiz performance, or the basis of their ideas. However you want to do it, it's up to you. So that's how we're going to do it. So we're going to start with table 2. Table 2. So Chris has the microphone. So you can stand up, sir, and if you could introduce yourself, that would be very useful.
Hi, I'm Steve Clark, and I'm speaking on behalf of Team Glow, short for agglomeration.
We okay? Yes, yeah, ready to go?
Okay, so we've been tasked with looking at how might the island turn dislocation into an advantage. I'll leave you to read the detail of the challenge, but we've actually fairly early on dispensed in the millennial emphasis, and we feel that wasn't entirely germane. So we're going to create the Island Gigabit Lab. This is a hub, a centre of digital excellence and innovation with micro-hubs around the island. This will benefit telecommuters to meet a network overcoming one of the major deficits of isolation, a potential deficit of isolation. Residents who commute but occasionally need more technical facilities, businesses who need the facilities, and also as a showcase to new potential businesses coming onto the island and a place to upskill keen islanders to work in those new businesses. We need physical space, we need admin staff, tech support staff, we need collaboration from the council, the LEPs, some major comms providers, who that may be, collaboration from physical space providers and corporate sponsors and members. 750k to launch, rising to 1.5 million over 18 months in capex to be confirmed, obviously. The wider impact, the image projection of the digital eye, the gigabit eye, not back in the 1950s. Hard to reach groups with the access. The hub, the lab, is a link to IoT projects, regeneration to developing existing businesses and start-up new businesses. Sustainable through membership from regular users, corporate sponsorship and membership to showcase their products, CSR from large companies, and even resellable IT support. Initial funding from the council and NEP hopefully then becomes self-sustaining from sustainable sources. So this is the Island Gigabit Lab, a central lab, a centre of ideas and initiatives, getting the most value from the gigabit. Not future dependent, we can build this tomorrow with the right support and funding. This is a crucible for sparking ideas to develop organically. It includes other ideas that other tables may have that might need this kind of solution.
Very good, thank you very much. So the great scientific planning would go from table 2 to table 3. I've got a spokesperson for table 3. If we could, again, hold the mic out very straight, apparently, I think it's our best audio. So introduce yourself and your team name, and if you could reiterate what the challenge you were given was before you dive into it, that'd be great.
Okay, so my name is Jonathan Thornton, and our team, and it's just our working name, is Eco Island 2.0, and we are launching a product that we're calling White Grid, which is a smart energy grid here for the Isle of Wight. So our challenge was what could happen if the whole of the island was connected with gigabit broadband. So we worked on a solution, a project that would take advantage of high-speed connectivity, low latency connection to, in this case, look after energy management. So what do we mean by a smart grid? Well, think solar panels on your house, where during the day you're generating that electricity, but how do you store that? You might have battery packs in your home to store that energy. But by having a smart grid, intelligently, these systems can turn on that power distribution automatically across the island. So using other emerging technologies such as Internet of Things, blockchain, smart contracts, our devices across the island can communicate with each other securely. We've built security by design into our solution, fail-safes to protect the system in the event of a failure. Why the Isle of Wight? Well, the Isle of Wight has been an excellent test bed in the past for new technologies, new emerging, think back, good or bad, but water meters were first introduced here on the Isle of Wight. So we believe by using the Isle of Wight, a cookie-cutter approach, what we do here on the island can be taken to other places around the UK, indeed exported around the world, with the excellence in the solution we can create here. One other thing we picked up was the idea of creating something called kite mark certificate for white goods. So white spelled Isle of Wight, but Isle of Wight in your home. So your smart appliances in your home will communicate under this white goods standard, and that's how they would talk to each other. So funders, we can go out to obviously the energy companies, people like SSE for the grid, but also if we're white goods, we can go to some appliances, Hot Point, people like that, to actually create smart appliances and showcase what we can do here on the Isle of Wight. So, white grid from Eco Island 2.0.
Thank you very much. Rising in now, it's table 4. So once again, if you introduce your name, team name, and the challenge you're given.
Good afternoon, my name is Ian Grove. My team name is Technology Cares. The challenge that we're addressing is Centre of Excellence to start well, age well and live well. Our project outline is a seamless citizen care journey with preventative and predictive elements with one source of truth and respective data. All citizens will benefit from this project, and the resources we need to be deployed are connectivity on the island, a common language across the island in terms of healthcare economy, and telemetrics. Who might collaborate to make this happen? Health, social care, the third sector and technology providers. How much might it cost to develop? Well, we've estimated £100 per annum per patient, £200 per annum per professional, plus £1 million in capital. And we're estimating that from the current budget on the island of £300 to £400 million across health and social care, we're estimating a saving of possibly 2%, which is about £24 million. How can it be sustainable? Well, we have small pilots co-funded by Innovate and in partnership with the private sector. Is there a business model? Yes, there is, and it will save money. The business case is co-funded construction. Any other points for consideration? Well, we believe we've got to take risks and have no fear of failure, and data security, to echo the presentation earlier, is central to our strategy. Thank you.
Voting. So I'm reliant to start with, I think it's team name or the spelling name. So on the slide now, introduced, so we got Aglo, number 1, Eco Island 2.0 and Citizens Journey. So each of those 3 presentations mark out of 10. It's like using samples, isn't it? It's fantastic.
I think it's going to seem like it's totally fair to people for themselves.
Sorry? Yes, and you can't vote for yourselves. You can't vote for yourselves. Yes, that's true, Chris, I forgot that. You can't vote for yourselves. So you can only vote. Oh, it's harsh. I'm going to mark it down. Okay, so marks out of 10 for each of those presentations. Artistic impression, technical, how many will do? Okay? So everybody voted. Anybody voted now? Yes? Is anybody in the room not able to access the technology for any reason? Or not admitting it anyway? Very good. You don't have a smartphone? No. There's only got a spare laptop, that's very cruel. Right. Okay. Are we happy? So we'll now move on if the votes come in. Are we happy with that? Very good, thank you, judges. So, group 2, we're going to start with table 5, which is a small but perfectly formed team, from what I can see. So there's not much, don't want to fight with the speaker is. So again, you can hold the microphone straight at you, like I say, sort of karaoke style, that will help all of us. So, name, team name, what your challenge was.
My name's Ian Atkinson. Our team is called 5G, rather controversial. And I've been lucky enough to sit with Denise and Chris, who have marketing and Microsoft backgrounds. And we've been talking about the people that might be attracted to come to the island given this new infrastructure, and what might happen in the short term as opposed to the longer term. So we think that the people that have a slightly different demographic and psychographic approach might be the sort of guys that we saw starting up in 2000-2008 in Stockholm, where people like Pirate Bay, perhaps not the most ideal business to start talking about, but Skype, Spotify, Mojang, who built Minecraft, and King, who built Candy Crush, all started up, taking advantage of very, very good broadband service, a very similar sort of infrastructure that we're talking about here. So we wondered what sort of people might be motivated to come, and we think that that's probably some guys who wouldn't be perhaps deterred by the things that a bigger corporation would look at. And there are obviously some issues that we have to deal with on the island there. So let's say that these guys are slightly more flexible. They are certainly a lot more able to make the decisions very quickly to move, so they're likely to be SMEs as opposed to bigger corporations. So they won't really be politically motivated, they'll be personally motivated for the reasons that you've all discussed already. So how could we get the message out to people like that to relocate to the island? Because they will bring experience, they'll bring job potential, they'll also bring potentially money to spend. So we want to call this work where you want, consume where you are. So how to reach out to those people? They have a completely different approach, we think. So there would be probably, building on Mr. Branson's advocate message, but we also think that there'd be people who exist in the online community rather than in a political one. So we need people who are credible and influential to those communities. And then there's the background, day-to-day link building and trying to get a consistent message out. So to summarise, we think that very quickly and with very small budgets, we could do something which has an impact on the island as the capability develops here. And we've heard this referred to by Dave Newton, I don't know if he's in here, as the digital bridge as an infrastructure.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Another small but perfect team. Okay, so our challenge was too complicated. This was the innovations and practices from the island's technology sector that can be translated into other parts of the economy. We knocked this around for a while and decided that actually we didn't have the brains to figure that out. So what we did come up with was the concept of the island becoming a test bed for technology. It's a perfect location, being geographically bounded by the water, and we have, as Jonathan mentioned earlier, quite a few successful examples of that, with myself being a test guinea pig for fluoride toothpaste back in the 60s. So we also have other examples in addition to water meters. We have body-worn video that police use now nationally. In fact, the US is adopting, and it's becoming a worldwide thing. That was actually championed here on the Isle of Wight and tested here on the Isle of Wight. And then my honourable friend here, Norman Arnold, used to work with Pepsi, he tells me, and the Pepsi owners of Walker's Crisps do all their trials of different flavours on the Isle of Wight because it's very easy to measure the deliveries and the crisp packets that are floating in the soap. So anyway, so we have those things already happening to some extent, and we think that actually promoting the island as a test bed, particularly for technology, things like 5G, things like autonomous vehicles that will be very popular, I'm sure, and drug delivery. So Norman's very much looking forward to his next box of Walker's Crisps being delivered into his garden by helicopter. So we think that actually in terms of the island, by the way, our team is called Island Bites. I just forgot that. We believe this would be mostly self-funded, but we would need Kickstarter funding, and we would want to create an innovation centre that manages and controls that data and provides support and core facilities for businesses that want to come here and use the island as a test bed. Clearly supported by the Isle of Wight Council. The Isle of Wight Council will need to open its doors to these businesses. Schools, universities can get involved. Universities, we have Pam Jones from Portsmouth on our table, and she's already said that Portsmouth University would be absolutely delighted to be a part of this and support that. Funding streams would have to come from maybe the council or LEP. We would get support from our friends at Innovate UK, and we then feel that this would actually be something that not only is innovative, but it's also very low impact to the local environment, potentially excluding the drones falling out of the sky, of course, but with a high potential for transformation of the economy, with potential spin-offs, things like that. I'm running out of
The time man.
I will shut up.
With us.
We got it. There we are. So that's us.
Excellent, well done. And the final theme of this block, which is table 7, I believe called the retainers.
Hello, I managed to make some notes. Okay, so our challenge was to look at graduates and postgraduates, how to retain them. Is that better? Okay. So the graduates and postgraduates, how to retain them. And there are 3 elements to the solution that we came up with. Digital education is one. A start-up space on a hub and spoke basis was the second. And the third, of course, is funding. So the purpose is to provide opportunities to young people and to grow the local economy. By doing this, we're going to provide greater access to higher education on the island. Because of course we don't just need to partner with local universities, we can partner with anyone. So partnering with universities worldwide on a digital learning platform, but that doesn't leave personal communication behind. We want to create a learning space on the island, a hub which is a lively space, which can bring together people from sixth forms, people from the workplaces here on the island, a walkable hub where people can get to it easily, that's sustainable in concept and in practice. And to curate learning resources. We don't need to create anything afresh. We can take ideas from our hubs, and we can take ideas from and content and resources from other universities. We also have the idea of bringing together content and resources from the sixth forms that exist here on the island already. We want to examine the business models from existing hubs, such as the Digital Exchange in Brighton, and something that's at Eastleigh, which I don't know much about, but it's super. And to adapt the existing big business models that we see now for the future. So we're looking at specialising and providing learning in specialist subjects. The funding, we hope, will come from central government. We know local government doesn't have too much of it, but it does have buildings, underused and disused buildings, so they can act as spokes to the hub. And we also think that we could get funding from the LEP for central government funding, and also from DCMS and rural development funds. So who are our collaborators? They're universities worldwide, they're entrepreneurs, they're investors, and they're organisations such as the Royal Society for the Arts, the RSA. We've got 4 words that describe our hub: funky, fast, funded, and it's all for the future. So our team is called the Retainers.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hopefully at this stage you know the form, so we go on to the website. You'll see 3 names, so 5G, Isleofwight, and the Retainers. You also have plans. Can't vote for yourself, so if you don't vote for yourself, we'll find out, and your phone will self-destruct. So quickly, marks out of 10 for those that block of 3. Okay, are they okay? Any funny app that we used to use? And probably doesn't, but it's probably invented already something 10 times better. Okay? I'm taking this as a view that everybody's managed to get their votes in. The votes of the Luxembourg jury have been counted. Right, so we're now to the 3rd block. So we're going to be on table 8, which is working on that. Which, if anything, suggests that we maybe haven't kind of got around to finishing what we're going to do.
No, well, we were too busy working to think of a team name, but we came up with Great White Hope in the end.
Great White Hope.
Anyway, so what did we come up with? Well, there's lots of ideas that's kind of similar thing about hubs, but our original plan was, our goal was how can we save £24 million over 4 years for the Isleofwight Council. And we thought that would be negative, we didn't really like that topic, so we really changed it. In fact, we looked at how we can help make the council £24 million. What is our challenge? Sorry, these are my notes, I love this. What is our challenge addressed? So we're trying to empower economic opportunity, how to make £24 million, growth not cuts. And what is our project outlay? Well, we want to establish, I think Steve Jobs said that good artists copy, great artists steal, and we're totally ripping off the London investment incubator idea, and we want to establish a business incubator here in the Isle of Wight to help establish new and start-up companies to develop and providing capital, infrastructure and training. This will be a community-based thing, so it's an investment vehicle. It's a mix of private and public money as well, and clearly we've heard from lots of people here today that have lots of private money available for investment, so we should talk to them later on after this. What are the outcomes? Well, it's sound investments. We want to develop talents, and we want to sell IP and research back into the market, so that's how we're going to make our money. And we're going to make use of the existing resources. Now, who benefits from this? Well, actually, everybody benefits, really. The local business community, the public in general, specifically young people. What we want to do is we want to have an anti-brain drain, so keep it on the Isle of Wight, or if it's already disappeared, get it back. Isle of Wight, of course, startups. Follow the money. Startups always follow money. Where there's money, startups will turn up. So we want to get people back onto the island or coming to the island for the first time to establish their business. Investors will benefit, of course they will. There's a reason why investors put money into startups. It's a good investment strategy, so there's a return on investment. And of course, the public sector will own a percentage of all developed businesses as well. So what resources do we need for this? Well, I think the first resource is, I think the Isle of Wight should hire a CTO. There's hundreds of good ideas floating around this room. I think it needs a central person or a central body to bring it all together. In fact, we developed this idea because on our table we had about 150 individual ideas, including an Isle of Wight cryptocurrency. We were going to do something with blockchain, we were going to do something with marketplace. I mean, so many. That's just us, in an afternoon, really. What else do we need? We need capital, of course we do. We need infrastructure, we need public assets. About collaboration to make it happen. We've got public services, there's the council, there's the NHS, the fire police, we've got the prison service could be involved in this as well. The public sector, obviously, this is we want to use crowdfunding as well as public money as well, and investment groups. How much did it cost to develop? Well, the first London incubator cost £5 million for the first year. It really depends how long we want to keep that going, but £5 million investment into some sort of startups is key. Thank you very much.
So Table 9 wins the award for the team name that sounds most like an apprentice name, the Paradigm Shifters. Where are we going? Are they here? So.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Matt, and I'm representing Team Paradigm Shifters. So for the next 3 minutes, I'm going to cover 5 aspects of our proposition. I'm going to define the problem that we're trying to solve, give you an outline of what our proposition is, what the value or the impact will be, how much it's going to cost, and then also a little bit on sustainability. So a bit like the previous pitch, we kind of disrupted the challenge that we were set. So before we can even think about what technologies and trends will impact the island, we believe we need to step back and address a more fundamental challenge, which is the perception of the island. So the business often has a negative perception of the Isle of Wight, so we believe that we need to change perception and visibility. This is having a huge current impact on business and the people across the island. You've only got to look at the number of insolvencies, thinking about the fact that there's higher unemployment rates across the island. Unfortunately, they're below the national average in terms of salary, and there are other statistics that we can also use. So what is our proposal? What is our proposition? So we want to brand the Isle of Wight as a digital centre of excellence. We want to design, build and manage a digital entrepreneurial academy. So this will be this will be the basis of the core brand, designing an academy for the Isle of Wight to leverage and raise the visibility of the island's knowledge and talent. So we want to have a very succinct and strong brand that can deliver impact. So what is that impact? We believe the impacts will be significant. It will increase the academy will increase the number of jobs created on the island, the number of higher value jobs created. It will diversify the Isle of Wight economy. It will grow the Isle of Wight economy, retain talent, increase the perception of the Isle of Wight, and create a better place to live, work and play, as Richard Branson was talking about earlier this morning. So how much will this cost? We have a 3-year plan. Year 1 would be for the design and setup, so that would be £1.5 million. In year 2 and year 3, for build and managing the academy, 500k each year, and from year 3 it will be a cost recovery model, and we hope to move to a profit model. Why would it be a profit model? Because we would be creating a sustainable model by creating new income from the academy. We would take an equity stake in startup companies, and we would also commercialise the model so we could then sell our IP to other islands. And that's our pitch. Thank you very much.
Is team number 10, who very gracefully call themselves the top 10 team. That's what it says on the tin.
Hi, my name is Mary O'Donnell and I'm representing Top Team 10. I thank Jeff for setting out what our challenge is, which is really about how do we raise the aspirations of young people on the island and connect those business opportunities that are available from our amazing companies on the island with young people who don't understand they're there or don't know or don't have access to them. We came up with a very practical solution and something that we think can actually be delivered quite easily within the next 12 months. The idea is to create a portal specifically designed for young people and their parents to be able to access information on a range of companies that operate on the island and potentially in our Solent area and across the water. The idea is companies would have a profile page on what they do, the kinds of jobs that they offer, but more importantly, the kind of skills that they look for and suggested education pathways in which to be able to access those jobs at a later stage. We would obviously need set-up capital. One of our colleagues who is now left runs platforms like this, and I said to him, how much do you think it will cost? He said, peanuts. We thought maybe 50,000 of those peanuts would probably get us a decent platform upon which we could work. We would obviously need to have staff to manage it and curate it properly, to market it properly, work with the schools and look at how we can get young people engaged in designing and delivering this platform so that they use it and interact with it. And looking at how we can get businesses to subscribe to the platform and use those subscription sponsorship costs to be able to fund staff ongoing to be able to run the platform. We could start small with our top companies and widen it out to a full range of companies on the island for anyone who's looking to recruit and retain young people and skills and grow them locally in the community. In terms of who it would impact, obviously it would impact the island economy and enabling young people to stay on the island. Our demographic would hopefully improve that way. Businesses would be able to recruit and retain a much wider pool of young people. And in terms of, we looked at data protection and didn't think at this stage of the project that there was anything that needed to be secured. It was all information in the public domain, but do recognise that actually this kind of portal will have the ability to grow to being something far more interactive where potentially young people and companies would be sharing data and would have to look at cyber security if that was to happen.
Good, thank you very much. Okay, so closing time. So Team 8, Great White Hope. Team 9, Paradigm Shifters. Team 10, I put it in as top 10 team, or team top 10, however you want to be. Okay, so you can't vote for yourself, but marks out of 10 for each of those 3 presentations. Okay. speed of texting between generations is hilariously interesting, actually. It's taking us about 10 times longer than that. People under 50. Okay, everybody voted? Are we happy? Very, very good. Okay, so the next block of presenters, we're starting with table 11, the upskillers.
Many upskillers. I'm actually the third choice speaker. The first one left, the second one left, so you're left with me. We would be looking at what can be done to upskill the island's workforce. So the challenge that we addressed was to increase training and jobs on the island, to retain young talent on the island, and to cross-train the older talent. The project outline, our main part was first of all, going out and speaking to current employees, what gaps they had, and kind of what training they required, which they weren't currently getting. And then we were basically thinking of, along with a few other people today, about creating a hub where this training could be carried out. But we were going to go a bit further and also expand it to those kind of people who work at home, so they can all kind of get together at the same place. Who benefits the Isleofwight economy will be bringing in money from either new island businesses that can set up, the expansion of existing island businesses, or mainland companies who can come over to employ island people. We were looking at the hubs, rather than going out and creating a new building, actually reusing a building which is probably not as well utilised as maybe they used to be, and that is the libraries. So most towns have, or quite a few of the towns have a library, some of them are now shut, but they could possibly be reopened. And then we were thinking about a dedicated, bigger hub in the centre of the island where the training would be carried out as well. We were looking at having collaboration of sponsors on the island, so existing island companies, as well as looking at wider funding. And with collaboration, first of all, we need the employees. They're the ones that are going to be taking on people once we've trained them, or who have existing people they want to train. We were going to talk to participants, so these guys, as well as kind of people who are already in businesses that need to expand their skill sets. We need collaboration between the libraries and the council, further education and higher educational providers, and hopefully the government can perhaps try and get some investment from them. To begin with, we were looking at kind of a capital expense plus the running costs of about $1.5 million over 3 years. That's for trainers and courses which need to be written, equipment resources for the hubs, and hopefully helping with the connectivity, hopefully 1 gigabit per second, of course. Wider impacts, improvement on the council's KPIs, such as increasing the number of visitors coming to the island, reducing the unemployment rate, increasing productivity, and increasing the average income. It can be sustained with local government funding, with co-investments from sponsorships, the use of the apprenticeship levy or training funds, and then in the future, those who go through the programme will hopefully come back on board as trainers in the future to train more people out. From the offset, we'll keep the employees involved as stakeholders of the hub, because at the end of the day, without them, there wouldn't be any requirement. Further research that we want to carry out would be to find out who visits the Isle of Wight and why, and those who visit the Isle of Wight and then end up staying here, why do they do that? If we can encourage more people to do that based on those points, then there could be more people coming over, and to hold employees with skills, issues and gaps. Very good, thank you.
Keep speaking whilst being menaced by Chris, I thought was actually rather impressive. Table 23, okay. The IOW or the Isle of Wight smart people? You tell me which one it is. Anyway, some smart people from the Isle of Wight. Who's going to present?
Our team name is Smart People, Smart Futures. We aim to play to our strengths as an island. Many people don't have jobs here, which taps into money issues and links to integrating at school. And this then was probably social. Because of this, we decided to develop this to happiness and reduce globally. There is so much potential on the island, and we aim to be the first ever smart island to overcome children being disadvantaged by travel costs, for example. Here are 4 ideas to get it off the ground.
So one idea we're going to have is a virtual university, which is going to have online classrooms, which could have specialists from other universities come down to teach sometimes a few days in the week. This would be cheaper than a real university and more accessible because people got access at home, and there'll be less restriction of courses because it could be worldwide with all the other universities.
You could also have an app called the My Places app for people on holiday to search for things like restaurants, accommodation, things to do and places to go, which will utilise the smartphone's location to show things to do near you. This will put more money into the island's economy by having more people come to the island and spending money.
Another area of the project is improvements to transportation as a whole. One of the ways that this is done is by unifying all the methods of transport, such as buses, trains and ferries, into one service. The service can be accessed by any citizens of the island through various emerging technologies such as RFID, touchless technology, and biometric scanning, in which all of them are connected to a central account which can be loaded with funds in order to purchase trips to various places. It can also benefit specifically students due to the fact that registered students will be offered free transport during school hours through this programme.
Work experience needs to be approached because at the moment there's no shared database for the island's companies. As a student looking to gain experience of working, it's hard to know where we can get work experience because no one knows exactly where we can go for it. So if we had an app or forum that businesses have to register to so that students or teachers can access it for easy placements of work experience.
Tags beautifully in terms of the idea of 10 to 10. Thank you.
We took our thing to us, sorry.
Chris is moving over to speak. I bet that goes in Isleofwight. So WOA. Very good.
Okay, good afternoon, one and all. I am Sarah Sheath and I'm representing our team, which is Isle of One, spelt W-O-N. Our challenge was how can digital improve the island's visitor offer? Quite a question really, especially where we've had tourism on the island since Queen Victoria. Regarding the project outline, we recognise that there is the need for improved engagement in the digital landscape to promote the island and improve visitor experience. You may ask yourself, who benefits from this project? Islanders, all visitors, including the business community, in a nutshell, everyone. What resources need to be deployed to achieve this? No need to reinvent the wheel. There's obviously a lot of experience out there, so that's certainly a good place to start. Sorry. Look at utilising existing resources. Visit Isle of Wight, Chamber of Commerce, etc. Sharing best practice between businesses is actually very key in this particular area. Online training resources and courses. In terms of cost, what could you do? You could use Kickstarter funding from the business sector. The wider impact, what would that be? It would be to create a more level playing field for all business to then develop further and use new technology. An interesting fact, of 1,200 businesses in the white bid, 400 did not have business email addresses. The overall aim for this is to improve island visibility and business. Thank you very much for your time.
Fourth block of content, so once again it's voting time. So we have the upskillers, smart people, and the Isle of One. Okay, so can't vote for yourself. Okay, marks out of 10. Each of those ones, very good. I'm feeling very confident about this technology now, which is wonderful. Okay, everybody, have you had a chance to vote? I can't see many fingers still. You okay? Very good. Okay, so we're now going to do 2 lots of 2. We have four remaining teams. So the 5th group starts with table number 13, which is called Getting There. Last time I checked.
So my name is Greg. I'm representing Getting There. We are looking for 13. And our challenge was, how can the island's transport be different in 10 years' time? And I thought I'd start with a bit of a confession. I used to be the technology leader for the Department for Transport, and I can't tell you how delighted I was to hear that I was coming to a conference on the day that a 48-hour rail strike started, and I could refer you to my successor, Jonathan, Department for Transport, Great Minster House, Horseferry Road, London. So, why transport? I think it was touched on earlier about macroeconomics, and we often forget that we're an island nation. 97% of our trade by volume comes by sea, and I suggest that on the Isle of Wight it's 100%. And one of the biggest impacts you can have in a good, bad or ugly way is having an effective transport system. So I thought I'd paint a bit of a picture for you about a future where we have a productive and innovative island that's affordable with accessible housing, transport for a growing community, a distinctive and livable island, inclusive, vibrant and healthy neighbourhoods, a sustainable and resilient island. Now, I'm sure that's something we can all subscribe to. What on earth has transport got to do with any of that? Our proposition is to create an intelligent transport platform that builds a digital bridge. Just a note from the students here, plagiarism is the best form of flattery. We are going to build that digital bridge to a smart island to improve the lives, the economy and the environment. That's our vision. How are we going to do that? We want to build partnerships. I did see someone from Innovate UK. We want to build partnerships with people to get access to those funds, Transport Catapult and others. We want to build partnerships with organisations like Global Mobility as a Service, who have recently signed a partnership with the West Midlands Authority. They've also done some amazing trials in Helsinki, but also other organisations who have been focused around smart cities, but recognise the island as a microcosm of many parts of the country and the world, that actually we could become a focal point for proof of concepts for intelligent transport platform for emerging technologies, including understanding the cyber resilience and risks around those technologies. Now, I think it was Liza Minnelli that said that money makes the world go round, so we estimated that we could do this proof of concept for about £1 million. I think that's reasonable. Our business model, well, smart cities such as Aberdeen, Emo in the Middle East, Helsinki, and of course, Chattanooga. And I was trying to work out how I could get choo-choo in there, but I think I just did. But those cities have already ploughed a furrow for us, and we could actually learn some of the lessons there and indeed identify some areas where we could accelerate some stuff. So now I'd just like to paint a picture in 10 years' time. You're going to love it. I want to open the county press and see high-value digital data and technology jobs from island-based companies, and this is the greenest and happiest high-tech community in the UK, enabled by the digital bridge to a smart island. Thank you.
I love the vision. And table 21, which I think is mobile. Is that right? With a nice little island in the middle of that.
Yep.
My name is Stuart Greenfield, that's greenfield.co.uk. The name of our team is Mobile Isle, which I'll explain in a second why we've called it that. So our challenge was, what technologies and trends are of particular importance to the island? The first thing we did, we made a list, and the list included connectivity, broadband, mobile, social media, internet, green technology, sun, wind, tide, fuel, storage, bio, health technology, remote surgery, online appointments. We then went on to education technology, which our friends here summed up quite well. We then had transportation technology, biofuels, batteries, etc. We then looked at cyber technology and cyber security. But we came back to the fact that there is one thing that technology has to do if it's to be successful, and it has to work. And we all know that if you don't have a landline, and you don't have a broadband signal, and you don't have a mobile signal, these things don't work. And one thing that we found on a straw poll on the island is that mobile phones do not work effectively across the whole of this island. So we decided to focus on a solution to that. So, first of all, if we were to put in place a scheme to ensure that the whole island had proper mobile technology, which everybody could access, even 2G throughout the island, we would find straight away that it improved the security of the island, the health of the island, and almost every part of island technology, or island life, sorry. So how do we go about this? Well, we think we should immediately start talking to the government, creating a lobby group on the island, and talking to the telecom suppliers out there to allow them to look at this more seriously. We've estimated that there's about 150 to 200 million pounds worth of revenue generated on the island by mobile and broadband companies, which goes off the island. We would like them to pledge that they would take a percentage of that money, maybe even 10% for 1 year, and put it into a project to improve the mobile coverage on this island. That's £15 million. That would mean 10 to 12 new pylons, which would cover all the areas on the island and ensure that everybody had at least 3G coverage. Now, the unintended consequence of all this is that within 2 years we will have 5G technology. If we use 5G technology in the future, everybody can have gigabit connections via a mobile phone, and therefore in their homes. So, unfortunately, what technology is great for the island? Well, in the end of the day, we've got technology, we've just got to make sure the technology we have works. Thank you.
Okay, so a simpler voting round. So you have 2 teams there. Once again, you can't vote for yourself. So table 13 getting there, table 21 Mobile Eye. Okay, so marks out of 10 for those 2 teams. Okay. Are we tapping away furiously? Very good. 5 friends are going there. Excellent. So the final group. So again, so please give them the courtesy listening in. So, we've had to sit here quietly for a time. So the final 2 groups. So first of all, table 14. Is it the incomers? Is that right? Okay, so.
Hello, we're table 14. We are the incomers, and our challenge addressed was dislocation. So we tried to turn this into a positive, and we know that what we all want to do in this room is attract more skilled people and to bring their high-tech jobs to the island. So we thought we'll give them a taste of the island lifestyle with what we're calling developer retreats. So developer retreats are a weekend or a week or longer for your team. They could be working with software or some other high-tech field to come to the island out of the usual tourist season, spend some time in a luxury hotel, working with your team to address the challenges that you face in a comfortable and entertaining environment. And we think that this will gain support from the venue owners, such as the hotels and conference centres, The expert facilitators that will be on hand to assist the teams with various aspects of the retreat. Transport and logistics, we want door-to-door taxis and so on. And of course there will have to be some marketing and some promotion of this, so that will be generating employment in its own right. We will have to have some scouting teams to go around and find the best possible venues so that people really enjoy themselves when they come on these retreats. So the benefits for the participants will be able to enjoy the fresh air and the walks in the countryside and whatever else they want to do. There'll be no compulsory fun. Everything will be optional, so that people don't feel that they're being forced to stay in this hotel against their will. And there'll be opportunities for all kinds of training and sort of growth projects that they can do while they're there. So it's not compulsory fun, it's not necessarily a team building exercise, but it is a chance to get away from that mainland environment. So we figured we would start small. We would pilot this with possibly a local company that would trial the whole package in one of our local hotels with the support of that hotel. And we think it can be done for about £10,000 for an initial trial. We'll provide a complete package so that everything's organised and that the people can come and relax and become productive. And we believe that once this model was refined, it would be self-financing, because teams would come from the mainland or even internationally to take advantage of these facilities, and they would be paying for the hotel and all the extra stuff. So that is our pitch for developer retreats. Please vote for the newcomers.
Thank you very much. The final thing was to trump everybody by going seriously multimedia, which is actually having a PowerPoint presentation. And as it was one of the student teams, we did allow them. We gave them freedom. So this is going to be the final presentation is being done, hopefully, by the power of PowerPoint. Of course, the risk of doing PowerPoint, of course, is everybody sitting here waiting for it to start. So, how are we doing? Very good. Almost there. Very good. Right. So,
born into the cloud, because our generation was born in the cloud. So, the current problem is that the youth of the Isle of Wight is forced to leave and go to the mainland to complete their education at university. They feel that they can't leave at their own terms and that it needs to be addressed.
We believe we found a solution to this problem, and that would be having a university campus on the island where somebody can complete either some or all of their university degree.
There are a huge amount of 11 to 16-year-olds who have the future ahead of them and their university choice. What if children that couldn't pass their GCSEs and don't want to move off the island? That's where our university of choice comes in, which we've designed. Which is meant to be shown on the board.
So that's the strat plan for our university, or the startup anyway, a 10,000 strong youth startup tackling local challenges with local support, leveraging resources such as distance learning. And what is it? So, it's going to be a web-based platform where you can go on and you can have help from local expertise, etc. And you can have a mobile app to do it whilst you're on the move as well. This will require you not being able to, not having to commute across rural universities, and making it cheaper and more able for everyone.
We've got support from Tesla, IFPL, etc., really startups. local remote expertise and
Okay, so this is the concept. It's here's the next slide, Ollie. So this is like what it could look like that. So you've got IUNI. One of the previous projects has been completed. 2 more projects down the bottom, and of course, how to join our university. And you've got the project page on the right hand side, which is about the project, people involved, resources, learning material, reports about it, expert input, etc. You've got the mobile possibility for mobile app, and many action spaces around the island where it's taking you out of your home environment, so you have more focus into your learning. And then here, this is another project that's got your local expertise, the remote expertise, the online learning resources, all on the web page. And yeah, money satisfaction. We'll attract sponsors. We'll create anything we will create. Everything we create can be monetized. We can reinvest that into more projects. And with support. Some of our table knows founders are funders in Silicon Valley, London. We need a data scientist, designer, a teacher for build support. 9 founders to start up with, investors, space. All that stuff. There we are.
Thank you very much. So that was 6 blocks. So two teams to vote on. Table 14, the incomers. Table 22, Born in the Cloud. I think it's a brilliant name. Marks out of 10. You can't vote for yourself. Can't vote for yourself. I'm watching. Okay. So whilst we're doing that, is Dave? What's Dave? Oh, there he is. Dave there. So Dave Stewart is going to give some sort of final closing remarks, closing thoughts. Whilst he's doing that, the team are going to be busy tabulating who the winner is. At the tail end of Dave's short speech, hopefully, we'll be in a position to be able to win themselves.
Okay. Actually, I have to say, I was sitting there quite amazed. I have to say, when the votes are done now, the last one, I was thinking, well, we've all been talking, they completely designed the whole thing and got it themselves in now. Wow, that's impressive. So I've been interested during the day. We've been tweeting all over the place. At one point, we were trending nationally at 7th in the country. Whatever that means. That's pretty impressive. I've discovered that we've got gigabits. I have to tell my wife about when we get home, that should be very interested in that. And we've avoided, I got this right, fishing. So we've avoided fishing, so that's really good. We've been live polling. I have to say, looking at it genuinely, that we didn't know whether that was going to work or not today, but it was really, really good to see that happening. I love that. Some of us were born in the cloud, and that was a big learning for me. I think we often think, what can we do to help our young people, get into. Some of these people don't even know what it was like before we had the internet. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, it's true that actually we see it from a different set of eyes. That was the benefit, I think, particularly for me, of having a cross-section of our island community here, really great. We've already formed a Facebook networking group, because we were trying to overcome how do we share everybody's emails when we have to have everybody's permission. So you can join the Facebook networking group, and then you can share all the information you want. So they've set that up as well. And we know that Claire's the best thing we had for lunch. Quite a surprise because all the rest of the chicken. And we also know that Dave Clark gets around a bit from what we picked up. He seems to travel all over the place. So well done, Dave, wherever you are. It's nice to know you're international. Just a few final comments. I think this event for us, on a slightly more serious note, gives us as a local authority responsibility. So we organise the event with an awful lot of really good people, but we must take the responsibility now to deal with what we've produced in the course of the day, and we will do that. It's been impressive to hear the responses to the challenges and the diverse way in which people have come forward, and it again reminds me that when the council is only limited in its resources, the island has far greater capacity to help itself. And I think for me that's a big lesson as well today. I believed it when we first came in to assume control of the council in May, and it's only been reinforced over time, and in this room are some wonderful, talented individuals who actually represent the island and beyond, and the great reports that they hear, and we've got off the solar growth and all sorts, because this is what we're all about, really. So what will be the next steps? We've done the Facebook group, that was good. We have gathered plenty of data to develop our digital strategy, and Jeff Starr, who's with us for a few days now, is going to be working with the council to help our thinking on that and really bring that together. So I'm grateful for what you're about to do, Jeff, and I hope the price is as good as what we expect, so that's great. Huge networking opportunity here. Huge networking opportunity. There's some people from all the areas we would like, and we've all come together. I think that's been fantastic. The digital university concept has developed itself through the course of the day. Bob and I have been talking about it, Bob the MP and I have been talking about it, and I've been talking to others, and we're now starting to think, actually, this has gone from being perhaps the dream to something nearer a reality for the island, and listening to you as the young people coming up with the ideas separate to us as well reinforces maybe that's where we can bridge this gap in the brain drain. So that we will be exploring. And then finally we've got some prizes to give out. The main prize, remember, and I'll put that back to the last, is 5 days consulting with the Solent Growth Club and with Accenture. And I'd ask them if they wouldn't mind just coming up, those two people, because they're going to be the ones formally handing over the prize. So Patrick's here, and I know you're going to come over, so that's that. And just while you're waiting patiently, we have a prize for the young people. And I emphasise the young people, so I wouldn't share it if I was you. This is some chocolates for turning up. Please avoid the table leads having any, because they don't need it, like me, they need to lose some weight, so that's good. Well done. Now, I know there'll be people in the room thinking, I wouldn't mind one of those chocolates, actually, that's quite a nice thing. So we have got some Ferrero Rocher chocolates, and I'm told this is going to go to the most energetic presentation. And I don't know who the winners are, so I'll allow you to give us the honour of saying who that is.
This is a complete kind of random vote here. But I've decided on the basis of my one polling vote that the Ferrero Rochers can go to this team over here.
So Patrick and so the growth fund lady of Boston. Yeah. Do you want to come to yours over here? So your challenge will be to pick up with this particular group, and I hope will live up to the anticipation I think they've now created. So I would like to invite All in the Cloud to come up and meet our group and take up the prize that we've agreed for you. So that's the table. All in the Cloud, come up. So congratulations, and thank you everybody for participating, but I think it's a really great outcome. I wish I was a gambler, because my money from the outset has been on our young people, that they would come up with something pretty good for us today, and they've achieved it. So well done everybody.
As Dave said, no surprises that our two student teams were the top two, and they hit you by the tiniest of margins, table 23. So hopefully you'll still enjoy the chocolates. As Dave said, he was the one last night who said, I guarantee the student teams are going to wipe the floor with everybody on the voting. So he was very prescient. So it just resolves me now to sort of draw things to a conclusion. Thank you very much for attending. I hope you found it useful. It's certainly, as an outsider, I found it pretty exciting, actually. I do think there's something bubbling up here that, if you can maintain momentum and harness the energy and enthusiasm in the room, I think it has real potential. A huge thank you to the table leads who have made my job hugely more easy. So thank you very much, guys. tech team, the people who do all the running around and the organising logistics, again, it kind of makes our life work so much easier. They fought against some of the technical conditions, and all being very smooth. So I'm just double checking. So in terms of follow up, you will be receiving emails. It will include an appraisal form. I'm sure the team would really appreciate any feedback. My understanding is, I hope that this is the first of what will be a series of events going forward. So you were there at the start, so I'm sure that any input you can do can shape future events. As the team said, they've already created a Facebook group here. I think the plan is also to create a LinkedIn group and try and again harness the enthusiasm, the energy, and kind of the ideas. For the teams, I've been asked to say, can you make sure that your completed plans are handed to Chris, who's in the corner with a red tie. The team are serious about taking this thinking, so all of the work you've been doing today will be captured, used, built on, and used to kind of inform a lot of thinking and development. So I really do appreciate all the time and effort that's gone into it. I hope you found it very useful, and have a safe trip back either home or to the mainland. Thank you very much.